What's up everybody, I'm Brian Lovett aka BLove. Today we're talking about the EGO Power Nexus Escape. It's their 150 watt power inverter. Let's get into it. First, if you aren't familiar with the EGO line of products, they offer battery powered mowers, battery powered trimmers, blowers, and pretty much everything else you can imagine. They also have some portable electronic devices that allow you to take their power packs that you use in those other devices on the road with you. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. I happen to be going camping in the next week or so, and I thought it might be kind of nice to have a little bit of extra mobile power with me. And so let's get this thing unboxed. It's pretty simple. This is the power inverter. You can see that it's got a standard outlet on the back. It also has two USB ports, a power button, and a place to slide on one of the EGO battery packs. Now this will work with any of the EGO battery packs that they have, the 2.5 amp hour all the way up to the 7.5 amp hour. And I'm gonna use my 2.5 amp hour pack just to test this out. So putting this on is just like putting it in your mower or putting it on the charger. You just simply slide and snap it on. So far it's pretty easy. Now EGO does have a much larger line of packs than this. Some of them will take 4, even 6 of their larger batteries. That just seemed like overkill, that's expensive, and it didn't seem like something I really wanted to lug around camping. But this seems nice and portable, small, and it's $69 for this, which I don't think is unreasonable. It does not come with a battery, however. All it is the device, the inverter itself. So keep that in mind. You do have to have an other EGO battery pack. If you have a mower or something like that though, you're already all set. So to test this out, we will plug in my handy dandy charger for my cell phone. We'll plug it in. And then there's this big power button here. So we'll go ahead and press that, and immediately it popped up the charge, and it appears that my phone is charging. My older 7.5 amp hour battery does not have this, but my newer 2.5 amp hour battery does. It has this kind of fuel gauge on the front, so it'll show you how much power has actually been used and how much charge you have remaining. It's kind of helpful, especially in a case like this, when having that as a visual cue is nice. All right, so this will successfully charge a cell phone, but that's not really that big a deal, right? There are other easier ways to charge a cell phone portably, although I imagine this would probably charge my cell phone many, many times before running out of juice. But let's try charging something bigger, a MacBook Pro. So we're gonna take this and plug it in over here, and we're gonna do this while we're still connected to the USB for the phone, and we'll see if it'll charge both of them simultaneously. Actually, I've not tried this yet. So we'll plug in the USB-C, pop it open, and we are charging. So now we're continuously charging the laptop and the cell phone simultaneously. It's pretty cool. So then, how long will this battery last? Well, I sat out here on some video conference calls for work, and after about an hour, my battery was drained to 50%. So I plugged it into this device and I let it charge up the rest of the way. So charging my MacBook Pro, this is a 2018 MacBook Pro, charging that up from 50% all the way up to 100%, and then running for another half hour after that, took about just under 50% of this 2.5 amp hour battery pack, which means a 2.5 amp hour battery should be able to fully charge and run a MacBook Pro. That also means that my 7.5 amp hour battery pack should be able to charge the laptop from dead to fully charged at least 3 times. Now, what other use cases could you have for this? Now, if you saw my other review of the X-Gimme outdoor projector, you'll know that my biggest complaint about it is the fact that the built-in battery only lasts for maybe an hour at maximum brightness, and that's just not long enough to get through a full feature-length movie. Now, I do have an extension cord and outdoor power. It does have this plug that it comes with and everything else, but what if you want to actually go somewhere truly remote where you don't have any power, or you just don't want to run an extension cord across your patio at night to use this. Well, I think this is a great example of a use case for this, in that you can plug your projector into your inverter, and then you can run this for multiple hours on end without having to worry about needing an extra recharge or running out of battery mid-movie. So what are some run times you can expect from this? Well, using a 2.5 amp hour battery, you can expect 11 to 13 charges for a cell phone, 2 to 3 charges for an average laptop, and about 5 hours of TV. Now, ramp that up to the 7.5 amp hour battery, and you're looking at more like 35 to 40 charges for a cell phone, 7 or 8 charges for a laptop, and 15 hours of a normal TV. So what are the downsides of this thing then? Well, the fact that it doesn't come with a battery means that the cost is lower. Like I said, it's $69, but a 2.5 amp hour battery is going to set you back about $100. A 5 amp hour battery about $250-ish, and the 7.5 amp hour battery packs run about $370, at least last time I checked on Amazon. Now, if you don't already have one of Ego's products, that's a lot to add on to the extra cost of this, and honestly, that's enough to probably deter me from picking one of these up. The fact is, I have 2 Ego products that came with batteries, and so for me it's kind of a no-brainer. I've got the batteries, they're just sitting there. I may as well have something that I can additionally use them with. So what's the final verdict? Well, as always, I'm going to do a long-term test of this. I'm going to take it out camping, see how it works in practice, use it on some backyard movie nights, and see how this works in the long term. But for $69, this seems like a pretty decent way to get some extra use out of the battery packs you already have. If you don't have another Ego product already, I'd probably skip on this. If you need a mower or something like that, go pick that up first. That's where you should probably put your money before you go spending it on this extra power inverter. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions I can help answer, I'm always around. Until next time, we'll see you.